Hello and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton back with another video for Tonic Studios, and today I've got Designer's Choice number 19 and it's called the Charming Card Holder. So as you can see, this is the die set. We've got one large die here, and this cuts out a 3-piece panel which you can fold over, and the idea is that you'll get this little pocket here that you can add all these little things into. So it works really well on double-sided paper, or you can use it on card, and I'll be showing you some of that whenever I get into making something in a minute or two. But as always, I had a little look at this die set to see if there was anything else that I could do with it as well as that. Although I think that's actually a really nice little packet in its own right, because that could be used for not only putting cards in, but putting little photos in, or gift cards, or whatever. It could be added to a memory book, or it could be added to the front of a card or whatever, or just be a little gift in its own right. So that's that. The panels are not only just plain like that, but also you've got these inserts here. These are the ones that cut out the panels, so that's for that one. This one then is for this one, and then we've got this, which I haven't just used on this so far, but it does cover the front of that, and then there are decorative panels for each of them. There's this little one that goes into the top and can decorate the top part of this, and then a few others here, and this one says Simply to Say, and it's got a backing plate on it, and this one says Best Wishes. But as you can probably see over at the side here, I've taken the pieces and decided that I would just try something different, so I've cut out 2 of the panels and just adapted it, and that way I've got this little fold flat pop-up box, if you will, and I've used some of these pieces from the inside there just to put inside, some of these pieces to put inside and give these little features that pop up. And I've just used the congratulations stamp from another previous kit, but you could add whatever you like on there, and you could decorate even with flowers or different things. But I wanted to use some of the dies from the set and then try to combine something else as well. So I've used a little heart in the front here. No 3D elements. I was tempted to put some gems and things on, but I wanted to keep it flat so that it folds perfectly flat whenever we've finished. But I'll be going ahead and showing you how I've made some of these things in a minute or two. But for now, that's the die set, and I'll just tidy up and come back in a minute or two and make something. I'm going to make the little card holder first of all. So I've cut out this shape in ocean blue card. It's Craft Perfect from Tonic. So you just need one of these, and because it's a tri-fold thing, you just want to fold it mountain and valley. So first of all, I have taken this tiny little die here and placed it in, because you'll not be able to do that afterwards. So if you want the detail, you just do that before you go any further. And then this is the way you will fold in these little tabs. So these ones on the back get folded inwards, and then this piece will come over and go onto that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto that first of all, and just down there to hold that. I always use little pegs to hold this because it's just really handy. Keeps it all in place until I do the next bit. Unfortunately, I was working at a project yesterday, which meant I've got quite a lot of ink on my fingers that I just can't get off today, but I wouldn't normally make another video until I've that cleaned off, but oh well. I'm sure if you're a crafter, you'll understand that. So as you can see, this is then the back of the card on this middle part. Now if you're wanting to keep it like that, that's fine, and it looks really good there. I just suggest that if your cutting plates are very marked, this is fine, but if your plates are very marked, you don't want that to have marks on it. So I would just put a little piece of card in behind that, between the actual die and the die, and then the card, and then another extra piece of card, so that it doesn't mark this part. But for what I'm doing, and actually even if I left it like that, it would be fine, but I'm just thinking a lot of people do tend to use those plates for forever in a day, and then sometimes when you're doing something like this, you'll get a few marks, and you don't want that. So what I've done then is I've taken this same die and I've just put a piece of card, or double-sided paper actually, just in behind here. Doesn't matter that it's what's one side or two sides, but I have cut it out and I'm just going to glue that on there. So then we can have this folded over, and this will then match the piece that I have cut for the front. So we'll just do that. There. Now I have just taken a tiny little bit off the bottom of it because there are tabs to come up here, and you want that level at the top, and you don't want it just protruding up there. So because this tab's going to come over it, just take a tiny little bit off the bottom there, and then just go ahead. Now that is so easy, but there you are, that's it. You literally just fold that in like so, that over and that in, and that's the little card holder made. And then again, my pegs just come in handy for this. You could just put a weight or something on it, or just hold it down for a moment until that's all dried, but that's how I do it. There we are. And then, because I've got this nice piece of patterned paper in here, you could put whatever you like on there, but I have taken another piece of the same card. I have used this little die here, and I've just cut that out plain. Now if you use that die and then use this one on top, you'll get a beautiful pattern on it, like this one, and that would be really nice too on the front there. It's what I've done on this little box here. But for this one, I just wanted it plain, and I wanted it in patterned paper, so we'll just go ahead and glue that on top. Just a little bit of glue around the edges, and pop it on there. Straight, of course. Now I've taken the large butterfly from the Designer's Choice 17, I think it is, Home Sweet Home, and I've cut that out in white because I thought it looked nice on the centre there, and I've just folded that, and I'm just going to put some glue in that piece, and we'll pop that on there, hold that down with my bone folder, and keep the wings up like that. There we are. And then I have used these dies, so I've used this large one and this one, and I've just cut the two shapes out in white, and one just fits down in there, and the other one then fits in there, and you can see the lovely card just through that. I think that's really nice, and I've just got to finish that. I'm just going to take stone drops, and they are Lady Liberty, and they match that beautifully, and just one in the centre. And I always like to try this out just to be sure that there's no air bubbles or whatever before I do a big splodge on what I'm working on. So just one out there, and it's fine, and we'll put one in there, and there you are. How easy was that? So that, as I say, could be used as just a little gift card as it is. It could be mounted onto the front of a card, or it could be put in a memory book, and you could use photographs or whatever in it as well. So there we are, that's number one, and now I'll just set this aside and get everything ready to make a little pop-up box. So to make the pop-up box, I have taken this large die again, and I've cut it out twice, and then I have just taken off the tabs at the bottom with the guillotine on both pieces. This is the main piece here that I'll need, and on the second piece I have cut it into 3 sections, and this is the one that I'm going to use here for the extra side. So I'll set that aside. This piece I don't particularly need, but I can do something with it. And then on the large one, I have used the tiny little die here that adds the detail, and I have just put that on there, and I'm going to glue that in there. I have I'm just going to see here that I should maybe slightly cut the bottom of that. Just, I'll be back in 2 ticks. I'm going to glue that on there. Then I have taken the die for the front of it, so it's the plain one, this one, and then I have used the pattern die as well, and I've done that in white, and I've got this lovely shape here, and I'm going to glue that onto the front. So I'll do that before I go any further. The tabs inside, as you can see from this one, inside here, so I can add these pieces to it. So I have cut out 3 pieces of card, and they measure 8 centimeters wide by 2 deep, and I've scored them in at 1 centimeter each from each side. And you want them to go in this center panel going across this way, and they've got to stay down below that line there. So we will put this side along here. Now that's just to give it a little gap so that it's not right at the front. So I'll put a little bit of glue on there and put that there. And let that dry for a minute. I have taken another one and I'm going to put that at the back, and then we'll get one in the center. And this back one is going to go the opposite way around, just leaving a little gap. So you can see they're both on like this, and then the next one goes on in the middle of those two. And you just position it so that you can see roughly that it's in roughly the center. So there we are, that's that. And then I want to fold this over and attach this onto the other side, so I just hold on a minute or two for the glue to dry. Now I want to add this on and then these pieces onto the side of that, so I'm going to add glue down this tab here and attach that on there, and just make sure it's all square. And then I'm going to add these pieces on here. I'll just speed this up while I do it. I'm going to glue these pieces on here, and then I'm going to fold this tab over here and join them all together. And now, just to finish this one off, I have taken the elements from the back again, and I have cut them out, this one in white, and I've trimmed these all slightly. So just set them in and have a look at wherever you're going to put them and see whatever kind of elements you're going to put on the top. I've used 2 small butterflies from a set that was quite a while ago, a kit I think it was, and then these are actually from kit number 9, so that's quite a while ago, these 2 stamps. But I just thought that the happy birthday and then the with love in front of it looked well, and I've lined those up so that you can actually just see that they step, I'll move that over, so that they just step down and you can actually see what's on them. And to put those inside this card, then what I'm going to do is put some glue on this little strip here. I think I need to replace that, but we're going to add some in there. I'll put this on and just hold it down. I know where I want it there because I've measured it for the bottom there. And I'll press that on, hold that for a moment, and I can still see the top there, and I can see it's level at the bottom. Then this next one, I just add a little bit more glue on there and pop this one in. And just make sure again that I can see it's on the second tier there, and I want to be able to see that just above there, and I'll just hold that up and be sure that everything's aligned. Yes, that's right, nice and straight. And I can just hold that down for a second or two, and then we'll add some glue onto this last one in here. And slip this in and just make sure that we can still see the with love on the top of it, and keep that straight. Now this one's slightly narrower because it's one of the little tabs for inside, so what you want to do is center that so that you can actually see exactly the with love in the center and the happy birthday above it. And I think that turned out really well, and as you can see the card just folds flat to put in an envelope as well, so that's another added bonus. When it folds flat like that, actually you can just press that down and that makes sure that the glue grabs properly on all those little layers there. So there's the little card. Now I think that was just a nice second way of using this little set. So we've got the little envelope as it was meant to be, and then the little box. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and if you have, don't forget to like the video, and I'd love you to subscribe to my channel as well, and that way you'll be able to see what's coming next. So thank you very, very much indeed. Just before I go, I should say that I will be adding all my affiliate links down below to the products used in this, and thanks very, very much to everyone who's used those to buy the products so far. You know that that doesn't cost you any extra, but it does give me some commission on the sales, so I really do appreciate that. So thank you very, very much. Keep safe and keep well. Until next time, bye.